Good day everybody, and today we're going to do update number 6 of Legoville. Now not much news been added to the city recently. In fact, I think the newest thing here is my little red compact car here. But today we're going to talk about Vignettes. Now, we all have minifigs to populate our cities, but we're going to give those minifigs something to do, right? Vignettes are basically small scenes that bring life to a story or to the city. In this case here's a really simple vignette of two Lego crooks being arrested by the police, being led into the back of the paddy wagon there. And that's just an example of a very, very small scene you can add to your city to add it a bit more life. Here's another example over here of President Business being given a ticket by a traffic cop and looking pretty angry about it. That's another example of a good vignette. When you're posting your figures in the city, you should always give them something to do and add a bit more life to that city. You don't necessarily have to move them around with every other day, but basically them looking like they're doing things makes the city have life, makes it look like your minifigs have a life going on too. As I'm moving the camera around here, you can see several small vignettes going on, from camping to basically father and daughter talking, or here we've got Pamela Leg Anderson speaking to the diver, or mum and daughter in the beach scene. These are just very, very small vignettes or scenes that give extra life to your city and basically, make it look like it's bustling. Over here, of course, we have basically what I call Sculpture Park, and we've got little small scenes going on here, like the big selfie, the park manager speaking to the mime, we have some kind of picnic going on, Uncle John fishing, the bagpiper bagpiping, and looks like the surfers are going off to see what's going on over there in a second, which we'll look at in a minute. And then of course there's Lance the lifeguard looking to see what's going on there too. Even on the small pier here, we have basically a little bit of life going on here. The big boat has docked, and the crew are off, basically been greeted by one of the sailors, and our diving crew are taking pictures of each other before they set off on their journey. Now we're slowly moving the camera around here. I'm going to push this around because it's kind of fun to watch it go down. Wee! Like that. But vignettes add, like I said, character to your story here. In fact, you can actually introduce new elements as you go along here. Here we have some new people arriving in the city, and a little dinosaur. He looks very much like a Jeff Goldberg just going on there, but who knows? Of course, it's always good to move things around your city. Like ambulances here has moved down from the hospital. We still have the one of my favourite little scenes here of basically the kid getting his photograph taken with the pirates. And you can see the things going on here. We see the pilot working on his airplane, which is very good. And here's a nice little scene going on in here at the Santino Brothers skate shop, where we see the skaters basically having a skateboard time. The Santino Brothers outside the shop having a talk. And this is basically a good example of a scene setup to basically give a bit more life and movement to the city. And of course, in front of Santino's we have the construction crew working on, who constantly change position and basically do things to basically build up the city here. Like I said, they're a bit busy at the moment. We haven't got any new buildings to add this week. We're working towards maybe a windmill and a supermarket, but obviously they're going to take some bits and pieces to basically make up. Of course, here's basically the construction crew hard at work, well, hardish at work, and foreman shouting at them what to do, and various little things like this. Even over here with a mini vignette of our hydraulic ram here is basically being fixed with basically two other people looking on. Even here, outside Hicks, we have a guy going to his car, which is also a mini scene in itself. Of course, we're going across suburbia here, and we see folk drinking coffee outside the house, getting into cars, playing music, and lots of life and movement going on. We've even got Emmett here walking along on his mech, and that strange truck thing we saw in last week's update. Looks like they're moving on. Wonder what they were filming. I wonder. Vignettes basically bring life to your city, and here's a big thing going on here this week in Legoville. We have a mini festival or rock concert going on. We've got the pizza van outside there. Some strange new folk basically ordering some bits and pieces. We have the police on traffic control. It's been bowed off, and there's a mini concert going on. Looks like it's Wild Style and her backing group. Also, we've got Benny's Space Squad in there too. We'll move around in a second so you can get a better look. But in that case, you also notice the canoe guy's gone, and he's over here driving home now. So I'm going to move the camera around so we can look at this new scene I've set up. Here we go. Built a simple stage out of a few bricks I had knocking about, and of course a lot of these minifigs are from basically the minifig waves that we've got come out. Let's see if we can get a better shot on this side here. See Benny's Space Squad in there. I thought that would be a fun addition. We've got a guy video cameraing it, and we've got some interesting characters and that kind of sitting in here watching the concert go on and cheering and playing around and adding to the scene. Building scenes is very important in your Lego city because, as I said, looks like your minifigs actually have a life of their own, and it gives them something to do and something for you to basically pose and move around. Moving over here, we see a few more things that are going on. The fire crew are testing out the new firebot, flexing its arms, and you're testing the little rescue drone there as well. Doesn't mean you have to move things around all the time, but if you move bits and pieces here and there, you basically give the city a tinsy bit more life to it. And it's always fun to set up these little scenes, and you start imagining a narrative for each thing that's going on here. Now I'm going to scroll back around and move back to the other side of the city for a second. Here we go. For example, here's a simple one. Popcorn sellers speaking to a customer to sell popcorn. And of course, in the Bean There Donut That store, we have people basically queuing up to buy donuts, and of course I'm still there drinking coffee with my wife Jean in minifig form. So these are just simple little scenes you can set up, and I always say these are the best things to do with your cities. Don't have to move them around all the time, although some folk do recommend, if you're doing regular updates, that you should move minifigs around so there's some kind of life going on. But set up the scenes like you set up the scenes, you know, how normal people interact. For example, over in Sculpture Park, we have the cosplayer photography going on there with the dinosaur and the based in the bee. But as you can see, there's lots of other little scenes going on around them too. Think about everyday life things and what you do in everyday life, and you can really add to your city and add colour to it. You can see some more things moving around here. I'm just going to move the camera up Broadway so you can see some more minifigs walking around, interacting, or just basically going about their daily business. And of course we've got the guy finally catching his bus over here. I mean, that was an update that appeared 3 times in my last videos, the first opening videos, where you saw the guy chasing the bus down the street. That's basically a good example of an ongoing scene. So now I'm going to move the camera out a little bit more so you can see a bit more of the city. As I mentioned at the beginning, we've got no real new buildings to add to the city at this moment in time. We're basically in the planning stages for the next expansion, and we're thinking about what we can do with the remaining buildings that we have to build, and where and when we can put them. We're probably going to expand out by another 2 tables sometime in the next 2 weeks and start building up the Harry Potter theme world, which is going over. Got my finger in the camera here, where you see the Lego bag and the trucks. There'll be 2 tables going out there, and the Harry Potter world's going to start appearing along there. But this video isn't about the expansions of Legoville. This video is about Vignettes, or like I said, small scenes. So take a look at your Lego city, build a narrative around some of your characters, basically make little scenes and basically move them around, add some life to your city, and think about what can be fun, what kind of wacky things your Lego figures can do, and the not so wacky things they can do as well. Think about all everyday life stuff, people moving around your city, what they'll do, where they'll shop, who they visit, who they hang out with, and let's build your city up from there. After all, we build the cities for our minifigs to live in, and the minifigs bring life to your city. So there's no reason why you can't set them to do dynamic and fun things. And that's really about what my update is about this week. So take a look at your own Lego city, your own Lego setups, take a look at your minifigs and think, what's the fun thing I can get them to do this week? And do it. So, that being said, this is Nick Davis at OldWorldTube signing off. I thank you again for watching my video today, and update number 6 for Legoville. Please like, comment and share this video, and of course I ask you to subscribe and let me know what you think about this. So, that being said, you have a real good day now. Thank you for coming along, thank you for watching, and I will see you again in another OldWorldTube video. Maybe a lifestyle update, maybe more Lego updates, who knows. Have a real good day now, bye bye.